Building a digital marketing agency is tough. In fact, it's one of the hardest things that we've ever had to do in our life. However, after many sacrifices of late nights, early mornings, challenges, wins, and losses, we were able to build one of the fastest growing marketing agencies ever. We were recognized by the Inc. 5000 list in 2019 for our growth, and we recently made the list again in 2020. Also, at the time of making this video, we're well on our way to making the list again in 2021. First and foremost, I'd like to thank our team, our clients, and everyone out there who smashed the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Now, I'm not saying all this to brag, but to show you that this video is worth watching. Because I'm not another one of those people who's gonna try to tell you what services to provide, or how much you should charge, or why you should use our agency. Because all that stuff is up to you. Instead, I'm gonna walk you through our journey of bootstrapping our way to growth. And sneak peek, it's not full of rainbows and sunshine. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go over why we started an agency, how we built it, where we are today, and some of our challenges, wins, and losses along the way. We're gonna look at a complete timeline from 2011 all the way up to 2020. I'm gonna be super transparent and reveal a lot of information. Make sure you take notes. And if you find any value, please do us a huge favor by subscribing so we stay connected. Also, I'm gonna use the word we a lot because there's 3 co-founders and an entire team who plays a valuable role in our success. Let's go ahead and get started by jumping back to the year 2010. In this year, life marketing didn't exist. Instead, MySpace was officially replaced by Facebook and Twitter. At the time, I was 19 and all my friends were making the move. Hey Sean, follow me on Twitter at IamAwesome2010. Okay, but only if you follow me back. Meanwhile, the mainstream media were debating if social media had any value. I would constantly see headlines that would bash social media and its ROI. So on one side, we saw a group of people who were embracing the change, and on the other side, we saw people who were resisting the change. But the biggest question still remained: is there an ROI of social media? And of course, we believed that there was, which brings us to 2011. We spent most of this year trying to make the leap. I mean, we had every reason why we shouldn't start a digital marketing agency. We were still in college, we had no professional experience yet, and we barely had any money. Yet we still had a strong desire to answer the question, is there an ROI of social media? I remember taking trips to the library like every weekend, talking to our partners in the wee hours of the morning, and constantly reminding ourselves that we were going to win. And on December 27, 2011, it was official. Life marketing was born. In 2012 was gonna be our year. So here we are. We have an agency and we're ready to work. Now, all we need is some clients. But things didn't exactly launch the way we had hoped. That's because every proposal that we sent got rejected. Again and again and again, until finally a prospect told us the truth. He said that we didn't have enough experience yet for him to trust us. But man, how do you get experience if no one ever gives you a chance to get experience? That's when we decided to create our own funded marketing campaigns. We went on to host our own paid event that we promoted strictly through Twitter. And we sold it out. It even became a trending topic. We then took those results and presented it to a property management group, but they still weren't convinced. So we decided to offer them a free 2-week trial. Shortly after, they accepted and we got to work. And within those 2 weeks, we generated them enough leases to get a contract for the rest of the year. And after a year of so many rejections, this was definitely our highlight. So now we had an agency, a client, and real results. We knew 2013 was gonna be our year, for real. In 2013, we landed more accounts by expanding within that property management's portfolio. But soon we realized our time was very limited, and if we kept on taking on new accounts, then our work quality would quickly decline. So our company's demand was really high, but our supply was low. So we reached a crossroads. We had to decide between raising our prices or hiring more help. Ultimately, we wanted to help as many people as possible, so we decided to hire. But then we had a problem. Our cash flow wasn't big enough to hire someone full-time just yet. Heck, we couldn't even hire someone part-time. So we decided to start out with interns. We spent our week putting together training materials and hosted physical training for interns every Saturday, which we later coined Social Media Saturdays. After training, our interns went on to directly manage campaigns with our oversight, and in return, they got experience and a monthly stipend. Everything was going great. Clients were getting results and interns were performing well. But then it happened. We had to part ways with one of our interns and reality started to sink in. We came to grips with the fact that our monthly stipend and our education exchange was a short-term proposition. We realized that if we were going to build a stable agency, that we need to hire someone full-time, someone who could manage campaigns and relationships. But then we had another problem. Our new client acquisition started to flatten. So we didn't have enough cash flow to hire someone full-time. Prior to then, we relied on referrals and word of mouth to keep us afloat. So we put on our suits and our ties, and we decided to knock on every single door that we could. We thought that if we could call 100 people, then we should be able to get at least one client. So cold calling became our new client acquisition strategy. Hey, this is Sean. Is the owner in today? All right.
I'm sorry, the person you called cannot be reached now.
Although our conversion rate on cold calling was really low, we still managed to acquire some clients, but our growth definitely wasn't what we were hoping for. So we knew that next year had to be different. In 2015, we finally grinded our way to having enough cash flow to hire someone full-time. So we put up an application and scheduled some interviews. But then we started getting hit with a lot of questions like, what are your benefits? What's your culture like? Where do you think you guys are gonna be in 5 years? Do you guys give annual raises? And what is the percent? Okay, is the pay negotiable? We quickly realized that full-time employees demanded growth, and our cold calling strategy wasn't gonna cut it. So we started to look for better ways to acquire clients. Back then, all the advice was around traditional marketing tactics. And at one point, we even got a billboard. Then we realized we're a digital marketing agency offering digital marketing services for our clients, but we aren't using it for ourselves. And this is actually pretty common even amongst agencies today. So we decided to practice what we preach. We went on and launched a social media strategy, and yeah, it started out pretty slow. But in early 2016, the momentum started to build. We started getting better engagement, more followers, and we even landed some clients. But the best part is that we started to see a predictable model for growth. We saw that if we got this amount of traffic, then it would translate to this amount of leads, and this amount of leads would translate to this amount of appointments, and this amount of appointments would translate into this amount of clients. So our mindset started to shift from client acquisition to accelerating growth. And now the game was all about speed. Sean, I can run a mile in 7 minutes. Okay, not that kind of speed. We just had to manage our numbers and make sure that we were spending in a smart and profitable way. And if you're curious to know how we do that, then make sure you check out my video on how to calculate your marketing budget. By the end of 2016, we doubled our growth from the prior year, and our confidence was through the roof. The next few years were a blur. That's because we were in a constant cycle of more marketing more clients, and more team members. And along the way, our results and services got better and better every year. In 2017, we doubled our growth from the prior year. And then in 2018, we doubled our growth again from the prior year. Business was booming. And then 2019 came and things changed. We spent so much time focused on our numbers that our culture had drastically declined. And before we knew it, we were surrounded by negativity. No, no, no! And unfortunately, we had to do one of the hardest things that we've ever had to do. Something that if you can avoid it, then you definitely should. That's because it still sits on our conscience today. And what we had to do was make a number of terminations. After that, we hired a new account director who had a strong emphasis on culture. And then we invested a lot of time into finding the right people. People who were hungry, humble, socially smart, and most importantly, positive. Today, our agency is winning. We're providing great results for our clients and having a good time doing it. That was until this worldwide sickness happened, which forced a lot of small businesses to close, and our clients were affected as well, which has obviously hindered our growth plans for 2020. However, for the clients who did survive and the ones who are just getting started, we're generating better results now than we ever have before. That's because the bids are cheaper due to low competition and the online attention is higher. And it's become apparent now that digital marketing is essential for every business. And we're so excited to serve as many people as we can. Now, before I end this video, I gotta hear from you. What year did you find the most interesting in this video? Make sure you tell us in the comments below. And if you enjoyed it, make sure you hit that like button and please consider subscribing. All right, that's it for now. I'm Sean and I'll see you in the next upload.